could just edit all this out. Welcome back, everybody. I'm John.
And I'm Joe. We're from Hot and Cold, and I'm here to verbally assault you with witty comments and science.
You serious about this? That's what you pick of everything?
What?
Of everything?
What?
First off, you're not witty, and you don't know shit about science.
I know a little bit about science.
No, you don't. Alright, today we're here to review
Steve Jobs, directed by...
We don't need to continuously say things at the same time.
It's cute.
It's not. We're not going for that at all.
Okay.
Anyway.
It's directed by Danny Boyle and written by...
Aaron Sorkin.
Who is the man.
Yeah. It stars... Oh my god, every fucking time. Steve Jobs stars Michael Fassbender, Kate Winslet, Jeff Daniels.
Rose.
You don't need to say that.
If you jump, I jump. Right, Jack?
Shut up. Jeff Daniels and Seth Rogen.
Boom. Seth Rogen in a serious role.
Yeah, that's a shock. Okay. Quickly, give me a synopsis.
It loosely follows Steve Jobs during 3 of his key launch events for one of his products during his professional career. And I say loose in the loosest of terms because it literally jumps between 3 different time periods about 10 years apart from each other.
And that's pretty much all it is.
That's pretty much all it is. Quickly, John, what did you think of the story?
Well, it was good for what they had. Now, the interactions that was written between each character was second to none. Incredible. But everything else was...
Are you saying it was good?
Let me finish.
Okay.
Everything else was non-existent. It was literally, if you were coming to watch this movie to see a story about Steve Jobs' life, that is absolutely not what you were going to get. At all. If you didn't know anything about him before this, don't expect to learn anything else.
They loosely cover it a little bit, but they really require you to know a little bit more about him.
They just wanted you to know why he was an asshole.
The director actually said himself that if you want to know everything else that wasn't in this movie, that they already made that movie with Ashton Kutcher. So, technically, you should watch both of them. This is just the better of the two.
Interaction-wise between characters, absolutely. But the story was... besides the characters' interactions and stuff like that, there really wasn't much to it.
So what do you give it?
Me. Room temperature.
Room temperature?
Room temperature. What about you?
Alright, quickly, pretty much, at the heart of it, it's solely about, what he goes through behind the scenes before the launch event, but the strongest part, I felt, was the relationship between him and his daughter, and it just shows how distant their relationship was, and it's kind of like a journey to seeing how they evolved over the years, and I thought that was very well done. I do not like the fact that they shied away from a lot of other stuff because they expected you to see all of the other movies by him, but what was in it, I think, worked fine. I just would have liked a little bit more. The interactions and the conversations were incredible. It was like a verbal action movie. It was like they were talking, but like the banter between two people was just so fascinating and smart, and Aaron Sorkin is just one of the greatest writers of our generation. He could make the most boring conversation exciting. So
yeah, I didn't see anything else, and I mean half of it could be just because I was so locked in.
Yeah, you get sucked in
these exchanges that these characters are having. So the story was iffy from what I remember of it.
I didn't mind it. I liked the father-daughter thing. I liked the relationships he had with everybody else, and I liked how they really portrayed he was a huge asshole. They could have had more, but I still think it deserves a hot.
Hot?
Yes.
Alright. What did you think of the score?
I thought it was great. I thought it was perfect. They use a lot of orchestra and a lot of opera in the background to intensify the moments where they're arguing with each other, and it was pretty much that same kind of music throughout the whole movie, and I thought it worked perfectly in those scenes.
Alright, so what grade would you give it?
Burning. Scorching hot. Mm-hmm. I love that type of music. I like when directors take music that's not fit for the part and put it in, like Mad Max, where he uses death metal and opera mixed. It just works. It gives it like that like crazy feel, like it doesn't belong, but it works for some reason.
I hated that about Mad Max.
I loved it. The guy with the flaming guitar.
Like I know they were trying to stay, it
was supposed to be psychotic
to the other ones, but I don't know. I could give two shits about that.
What'd you give it?
Well, I mean, I didn't even really notice any music.
Because you were sucked into the...
I was very into the interaction.
He was into the conversations. I actually looked for the music, so I heard it, but...
Listen, I heard it. I knew it was there. It's just, it didn't do it for me. Like, don't get me wrong, I like an orchestra, I like piano, stuff like that, but, I didn't think that it was that good, I guess. Or it wasn't good enough to really grab my attention, so...
Well, I think they did what Bridge of Spies did. They tried to keep it low to intensify the conversation,
I get
but
that.
They still put something there. You just had to listen for it.
Yeah, see, I don't know. It's like sometimes like I'll watch something and I'll hear it through what I'm watching. Didn't happen with this. I give it a cold. The score.
Okay. What do you think of the acting?
See, now we could talk. I thought the acting was incredible. Michael Fassbender is definitely in my opinion, nominated for an Oscar for this. He was incredible. Everyone else, I felt like didn't really get as much screen time as they should have because you could have seen more interactions mixed up with all these people.
Mm-hmm.
But
there's no such thing as a small actor, only a small role.
Yeah, well...
Some of these characters only got maybe 15, 20 minutes top of screen time in a 2-hour-long movie. But for the scenes they were in, they fucking killed
Seth Rogen, I thought, was great.
Holy shit.
And you wouldn't expect that from him. But, he's literally only in... I looked at it more as a play than anything else. It was literally a 3-act play. That's how it seems like it was written to me. And Seth Rogen had... 3-minute conversations, it seemed like.
But they were
incredible.
Right?
They could have used him more. Jeff Daniels, same thing. You see him, 3 times, and they're so tiny. Kate Winslet, you get to see her constantly because she's literally working side by side with him. And I thought their, job together done very well, but...
Again, that goes to Annie Sorkin, You give this guy a pen and paper, and he'll make a 5-minute script seem fucking incredible for anybody. They had such little time, but for what they said, it was really good. I did not expect that from Seth Rogen. He killed it.
Yeah.
Everyone killed it in the movie, but, above all else, the fucking star of this movie, Steve Jobs, Michael Fassbender, he is a star. He fucking killed it. Yeah. He was just so good as Steve Jobs, like, the perfect asshole.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, God. And just the things he said, like, he literally assaults people with verbal smartness. Like, that's the only way I can, think to say it. He's just so quick. Like, the second you say something, he has a rebuttal, already lined up in his head, twice as bad as what you just said. And it's just so cool to see. It's like tug of war, but with words.
I think I like his performance so much because I feel like I could, in a sense, relate to
you
Steve
are a fucking
Jobs.
asshole.
I can be an asshole, and
You definitely have kids that you don't believe are yours.
Shut up. I'm usually never wrong either, so I could relate to him.
He was totally wrong.
Alright. I give it a burning. Would you agree?
I give it a fucking scorching.
Right, so, after adding our scores together, we give this movie a hot.
Well deserved.
It is. Definitely, for people like me, who thrive on, well-driven conversation and interaction between, people... you're going to love this movie. If you're looking for, explanation as to,
who he really
was
outside of work,
you're probably not, going to enjoy this movie as much. If you're looking for an action movie, you're not going to enjoy this movie.
There was action in it. It was just with words.
Yeah, it was just
this
verbal.
Movie was, I love this movie. It was good. Go see it if you like a good drama.
Yeah.
I'll call it a drama. Drama, biopic.
Biopic, yeah. Close enough. Whatever. So again, I'm John.
And I'm Joe. Thank God we both have iPhones, right?
Shut up.